So let's take a look at this. Why did they place those things there? Well, if you guys have followed my stuff long enough, I know I've had about 900 channels due to that whole episode with them ripping my page down and all the defrauding and all that bullshit. Let's get back on track here. The whole name of the whole invasion of Normandy was called Operation Overlord. Now, why is it Overlord? Because that goes back to the biblical, where Satan says, I shall rise above the throne of God, higher than the stars in the heaven. So it's called Operation Overlord. And so what do they place on the beach where the sacrifice is going to take place? Thousands of these tetrahedrons. Basically, they're X's in 3 dimensions. It's just a gang symbol. It's a gang symbol, but it shows, it's an old Phoenician symbol. It represents the cube. The cube represents the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians represent the Elohim. And the Elohim are the overlords of the human race. Whether people like that or not, that's a fact. They're here to stay until the Creator makes them go away, and I don't see that happening anytime soon, although I do see something big coming down the pipeline. They were originally designed for media consumption as anti-landing craft type structures. In other words, if a ship hit them, they would go up on they would get jammed up on there and they wouldn't get through, and they were supposed to stop tanks. And if you studied on that, you'll know that only about 6 tanks made it to the beach. I think it was 6. I'm not even sure if it was 6. However, it is pretty much like what you're saying. And so in the end of it all, basically, 250,000 people died in that landing attempt. 226,000 men were sacrificed. That's why they say when a soldier goes to war, he sacrificed his life. Because that's what he is. He's a sacrifice. He's not a soldier. He's a sacrifice. And if he makes it back, well, goody for you. If you don't make it back, well, you fulfilled your duty as a sacrifice. See, I told you these things that are here, that run this planet, they're not human. They're not human. There's humans that are underneath of them that are scared to death of them, that are in league with them, that have sold out their mind, body, and soul to them. But this is coming from something that hates the Creator. It's the same thing we've been discussing. It's the woman. It's the I am. And so these things go on. These wars are started just for the fact of sacrifice. Ain't no country hates another country enough to throw all of its people at them. Not that. That was the biggest invasion in the history of mankind. All for what? So they can name an Operation Overlord? That means that somebody had to sit down with somebody else and occultically put this whole thing together. They knew exactly how many bodies were going to need to be sacrificed. The war with Britain could have been ended when the British got backed up in Dunkirk. I can't remember how many thousands. It might have been 100,000 men, maybe more, maybe less. But they were literally, Britain was finished. All Hitler had to do was give the okay, and they would have slaughtered all of them. What did Hitler say? Nah, never mind, let them go. Why? Why did he say let them go? Because there hadn't been enough sacrifice. On D-Day, right here, on I believe this is Omaha Beach, they sent in bombers to drop bombs on the fortresses where the Germans were machine gunning all of our guys. But they were pretty much intentionally given the wrong coordinates so that there would be more death. See, it's all about the numeration, because these guys have a code book, a playbook that's been around for a long time. It's their belief, because it comes out of Phoenicia, that you have to have good with evil, because as the Phoenicians put it, if you're going to have life, you have to have death, because that's the way nature works. And seems that that's the way it works, well, that's just the way it's going to stay. So, all of these people are being murdered overseas right now are being sacrificed. So, in essence, to the young man's question of why did they put those things on the beach? Well, they painted them black. It represents Saturn. It represents the Elohim. And it just is, you know, a gang symbol. That's really what it comes down to in its most simplistic form. It's just a gang symbol with a bunch of dead bodies laying around it because that's what they like.